Hi, Sandy here. I haven't posted anything for a few weeks because I've been on a 2-week vacation. I just got back day before yesterday. We drove 2 days from near Omaha, Nebraska to, we spent the night in Montana, and then spent a second day driving to Seattle. We arrived in Seattle in the evening, and so that's like 12-13 hours a day we spent driving. And then we spent a few days in Seattle, and then we drove down to Oregon, spent a couple of days at Seaside, Oregon, and Cannon Beach, Oregon, and then we drove like 11 hours down to San Francisco and spent a few days there. And then we drove home. We drove 4,200 and some miles round trip. We spent, I forget, I gotta do some math, like over $400 in gas. But for myself, my husband, and my daughter to fly and to have the freedom to go to all them places and rent a car, oh, just think of the money. We saved a lot of money. There's my cat. These are some seashells I got at in San Francisco on the beach at the ocean. I found some sea glass. I just put those there so you have something to look at while I'm explaining my video. So here we go. I'm going to scrapbook not in this video, but I'm going to scrapbook all of my stuff from vacation. And I want to show you. This is from 2009. We went to Disney World, and this is how big my scrapbook is. And I'll just quick show you a few pages. We celebrated our anniversary there, and a lot of stuff is just getting stuff in there that I wanted to save. These are the things we did at this park, and so this is my Disney vacation in 2009. We get the pennies, and I put those in there, and I just fill it up with stuff. I like to save a lot of stuff. My cat's here on my table. I gotta get him down. You can't be up there. Okay. So that's how big my Disney World vacation is. In 2011, we went to South Dakota, the Black Hills and Mount Rushmore and everything. And some of my pages are kind of simple, but whatever. So we drove through a wildlife thing and visited a farm thing, and Crazy Horse and Bedrock, Flintstones Land. Went in a cave. Wall Drug on the way there, I think. No, Wall Drug is there in South Dakota. Anyway, so this is my South Dakota vacation, and see how big it is. And then my point is, they get bigger and bigger. In 2013, we drove to Colorado and spent the night with a distant cousin of mine. And then we went to Williams, Arizona, which is really cool. It's like Route 66. And from there we took a train to the Grand Canyon and back. And then we drove to Las Vegas and spent a couple of days there. My husband's brother lives there. And we saw Hoover Dam. And then we drove to San Diego and spent a few days there. And I have a couple of brothers and a sister that lives there, and we stayed with them. Then we went to Los Angeles so we could go to Disney's California Adventure, and we saw Hollywood, California, and then we drove back home through Utah and Nebraska. And I believe, well, this is our how big this book gets, and it gets bigger and bigger every time. And these are tabs that I add of all the different places, and I try to put them in the order that we went. So then that's that. And then, let's see, what year is this? 2000. I didn't write the year on the front. 2015. we went to Branson, Missouri. And I remember this, I ordered 500 photos after vacation. They just keep growing and growing and growing. And in this one I tried to stick with the same color paper in each section. I didn't stick to it religiously, but it kind of separates the sections of the different places we went. We went to saw the Titanic exhibit. We took the duck ride the ducks. A wax museum. Ripley's Believe It or Not, and I saved receipts and ticket stubs and brochures, and we got the penny, and just get it on the page. And there was an empty spot here, so I filled it up with something. There's so much stuff. Some of my pages are pretty basic, like this. I just got them on the page, and some of them I get more fancy. That's the wax museum. Oh, they had a toy museum of vintage toys, and we just took pictures like crazy. We took tons of pictures in there, and I cut some of them down to get more on a page. M&M's and Mickey Mouse. We love Mickey Mouse. And and then we went to Silver Dollar City and saved all of, just everything. And they had a dinosaur museum. We went there and we ate at an ice cream parlor, and we went to Dick's Five and Dime, and we just had a good time. Oh, and they had a car museum with lots of cool cars. I just went crazy taking pictures, but it's fun to look through. So that's my Branson vacation from 2015. We didn't go on vacation in 2016. Well, maybe, I think we did something. Anyway, so then we got 2017. Look how big that is. I hope you can see that. I hope it's not too close to the camera. They just grow and grow and grow. In 2017, we went to Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, Galveston, and Oklahoma City. And, of course, I took a lot of pictures. We went to South Fork. We went to where Kennedy was shot. Took a lot of pictures at South Fork. San Antonio, we took the river walk. Come on. San Antonio, we go to Ripley's Museum and the Wax Museum in whatever towns we're in. We like to do that. We went to the Alamo. There was a saloon. Is this it? The Buckhorn Saloon. We ate lunch there, and they had kind of a museum there. There's the river ride in San Antonio. In Oklahoma, we went to the Harn Homestead, which is just an old house and things. We went to the Oklahoma Art Museum. There's a lot of Chihuly there. We took pictures of stuff we liked. We went to the Cowboy Museum, and we got a little carried away taking pictures there. So now on to 2018, where we just got back from. And here's what I did. Today I just uploaded 654 photos from our vacation. 654. And they'll be here in about a week. But in the meantime, as you can see, I only do 8.5 by 11 pages, and I use regular office binders. And each day I made a list of everything that we did. So I've got that kind of as a diary. This I made Sue Heck from the middle. When they went to Disney World, she researched everything. And she made her binder. And I kind of did that myself, so I made Sandy's Sue Heck Vacation Planner. Anyway, and I kept track of all the money we spent. And these are not going to go in my scrapbook pages, but they're going to give me a reference for what I'm going to do. And then on Good Friday this year, my job gives me the day off, gives us the day off on Good Friday. I've never had a job that gives us Good Friday off. So I went to a scrapbooking store where you can scrapbook, and I made a lot of tags and borders, like this one, for my book. And so I started with the first 2 days, and we took a few pictures, which those pictures will be put in this pocket. We drove north through the edge of Iowa, and then across South Dakota. We stopped at Wall Drug, and so that I'll add the Wall Drug photos here. And then we arrived in Seattle, and this one is just various Seattle things, some maps, and more Seattle things. I put some postcards in here that are of Seattle, of no specific place. And here's another one of my tags that I made to decorate my vacation scrapbook. And then, this is our motel, and we took the bus in Seattle to the downtown area where you can walk everywhere to the piers, and because parking is tough down there. And then, let's see, I got we rode the monorail, and I got some pictures of the Seattle Center, the Space Needle. Here's a border I made for the Space Needle. But you see, I've gathered everything together in these pockets, and then I will add the photos. And this year, I believe I'm going to have 2 big fat books from our vacation. We went to the Pacific Science Center. We went to Pike Place Market. Here's a border I made for the Pike Place Market. Here's some stuff from the piers, and we bought a lot of postcards. There's a ferry. We didn't ride on a ferry, but we did take a bus. Well, we did take a tour, or a cruise. It was like, I don't know how long it was, but we took a harbor cruise. So I'll have a section on that. And then we visited the old curiosity shop. There's this famous mummy there. We went to Pioneer Square. Here's a border that I made for the Pioneer Square section. There's my cat. I think he missed me. While we were in Seattle, we took a day and we drove to Snoqualmie Falls, which is near Seattle. Oh, see this? I got the Seattle Art Museum. I took some pictures. There's a famous giant sculpture of a man with a hammer. So there's not even anything in this pocket, but I'm ready for it. And okay, and then Snoqualmie Falls. These are some notes I took on how to get there. There's a tag that I made, and then a postcard of Snoqualmie Falls, and we took pictures there. And then the Snoqualmie is a little town. They had an area that's full of antique stores, and so we went there, and I have photos there. We stopped at Safeway in Snoqualmie. I saved all of my receipts, everything. Let's see, and then art. In Seattle, there's a place near the piers where they have a lot of outdoor art, and I got to remember what the name of it was. I'll look it up, and I'll fill that in. And those photos that I took of that outdoor art will go in this section. We went to the Seattle Aquarium. We bought the City Pass, and it came with the Seattle Aquarium, the Space Needle, a couple other places. And we did the Great Wheel. They have a new giant Ferris wheel there. We did that. It's really big. We got pictures of that. We did the Ride the Ducks for a tour, and it went through, it took us to the Elliott Bay, I think. Fremont is a little area. They have a famous, they have a lot of nice things there. They have a famous troll under the bridge there. He's actually holding a real Volkswagen in his hand. and we stayed near there, so we walked there. We also stayed near the Woodland Park Zoo. That was in our city pass, so we went there. Took a lot of pictures there. Then the Cannon Beach, in Oregon. I made this tag for my Cannon Beach pages. And then Seaside, Oregon. We did there. It's kind of a touristy spot. It's got a street with shops and things, restaurants. So there's my tag I made for Seaside, Oregon. And I went online and I downloaded a lot of pictures. That's where I got the pictures for my tags. Okay, and then San Francisco. This is just basic San Francisco stuff. And our hotel, we stayed at the southwest corner of Golden Gate Park, and it's right on the ocean. And then this is more general Seaside, Oregon stuff. There's not Oregon, San Francisco, and here's two borders that I made. I got the trolley car, cable car, and we took the bus tour, hop on, hop off bus tour. Took us right across San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, and it's got the open top. That was very, very windy and cold. Here at home, they had like 90-degree temperatures in the 90s, and we were in the 60s, and we wore jackets. Okay, I got a section on the San Francisco Bridge, and here's a couple of a border and a tag that I made for the San Francisco Bridge. And then we went to the Hard Rock Cafe. I took pictures at Pier 39, Lombard Street. I made this border. I got a postcard, and we took pictures. Then, of course, we went to Alamo Square, which is the park that's got these world-famous Victorian houses. Well, anyway, I know I have to flip this because it's going to turn out upside down, so I turned my postcards upside down. Anyway, so that's the Alamo Square and the border that I made for those pages. And then we went to the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum and Ripley's Believe It or Not and the Dungeon. This was you get the 4 things all in one price. Madame Tussauds, Believe It or Not, the San Francisco Dungeon, and the Aquarium by the Bay. We already went to the aquarium in Seattle, and we wouldn't have gone to this one, but it came in the package, so we did. And then here's some stuff from Pier 39, and I made this tag with the seals on it at Pier 39. And then Alcatraz. We did not go to Alcatraz, but we did take some pictures with it in the background. Because we saw Alcatraz from a distance. And then San Francisco, the Fisherman's Wharf. Here's a tag I made for Fisherman's Wharf. And a postcard. And we got pictures. And then, this is a Golden Gate Park. And there was a windmill there, and we took pictures of that. And some things, we walked along the beach, and I made this one the Golden Gate Park, the beach, and the Cliff House, because those were within walking distance of our motel. Here, this is the San Francisco Golden Gate Park. The bridge is over this way, and our motel was right there. And then there's some greenery and a road here, but we were right there. We walked along the beach. And then, let's see, our final 2 days driving home, I just saved receipts from where we ate. And then I've got all of my gas receipts in here. I'm going to add them up, and it's got how many gallons we bought, and I figure out our gas mileage and stuff and how much it costs per mile. So I always do that at the end of my scrapbooks. So I'm already all organized and ready for my photos. And then I will just go through, start at the beginning, and do one section at a time instead of being overwhelmed. And while I was actually on vacation, each day at the end of the day I would gather up my stuff and put it in a bag all in order, and keep it all together. So this is going to help me a lot. I've done this several times before on my vacation scrapbooks. So I hope you get an idea. This was kind of long, but thanks for watching. Bye-bye.